Okay, everybody stand, face the flag. Councilman Superblock, please lead us in pledge of allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay standing. Councilman Waters, lead us in prayer, please.
Dear Lord, help guide us with our thoughts and our actions this evening. Please have your hand over John Enright as he is facing some challenges, and look over the entire fire department as they try and look out for John. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, everyone. Next, approval of minutes. We have two set of minutes here to approve. October, entertain a motion to accept the October 14th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve the October 14th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Second.
Conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Also entertain a motion to accept the October 19th, 2024 Town Hall special meeting.
Motion to approve the October 19th Town Hall special meeting minutes.
Second.
I'll second it.
Any conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed. Number 4, audit approval. This is our second draft from the auditors, and we are much closer than we were the first draft around, and they were just a difference in summary of numbers based on bills paid in the first part of the year under a previous city clerk. Then we come on the second part of the year, and we have a whole new set of numbers per se that was not predicted. So with that, we've now, Mindy has had them reapproach it twice, and we have now brought this well within reason of approval for the audit. And what it does indicate is that we followed all the guidance and all the rules that are set forth by the bonding committees, by the state, and basically we've done things correctly. So don't know at this particular point in time if anybody has conversation. We sent this out last week. If anybody has any conversation before I ask for a motion. We have to do this annually. The state requires us to do it for a couple reasons. One, because we're a city of the third class, but the other part is because of our bonding protection for our bonding loans. And our bonding, our monies that are out in the bonding field. So I actually thought that the audit, thanks for all your hard work, Mindy, but I thought the audit came in and as good as or better than it has in all the other years past. So looks really good in my opinion. Anybody want to weigh in?
Is there a certain date it's due by, or?
Yeah, it's it is due. It'll be due by December.
Okay.
There's no other questions. I entertain a motion to approve the audit for 2023.
Motion to approve the 2023 audit as presented.
I'll second that.
Conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, unanimous. Okay, we're going to discuss this evening, it's on the agenda, the Linn Valley burn pile regulations. We have the fire department have been listening to the community. There's been other conversations from other community members about why we don't utilize burn pile. Well, it was because of abuse in the past that we stopped doing it. Well, the fire department has encouraged me that they would like to take another opportunity at it, to give people a chance to get rid of their smaller trees and brush and, you know, things that could be incumbent for a lot of people, you know, to get rid of just a few limbs. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to, is it Mindy or is it gonna be Corey tonight?
Gonna be Mindy.
Should be Jeremy, but he's not here.
It should be Jeremy, but he's not here, so. It's gonna be on the third Saturday of every month, is what we're planning on.
After
This
training.
first
Which
time.
will be after we have our
first
training in the
seen it, so-
morning, and then we'll have somebody up there to watch it in the afternoon for the few hours that we have it open. And then we will open it if, we have a windstorm, something like that, that might require it soon, third
I-
Saturday.
I did inform Jeremy to go ahead and bring some rock in, for Fitch Lane. So, you know what, if we need to, go ahead and bring a little bit of rock in.
Okay.
He said that he could get it graded, but, either which way, let's go ahead and touch the road up so that people are not having problems on the road, because if it gets wet, they'll have enough problems back there in the circle. So, but,
You did add, though, that you have to prove that you have property in Linn Valley. So, outside, a statement from the POA or something that shows that you own property here.
I mean, we still won't allow, commercial.
okay. There used to be, not an ordinance, but I thought we had a policy for that, and we weren't gonna exceed, you know, 12-inch.
We
limbs
did,
or
I
12-inch
take that
trees.
off, I kind of put it
Okay,
together,
okay.
and Jeremy added.
Because again,
8 inches.
even somebody clearing their lot around here could produce some pretty big trees and, you know,
Yeah, we had some stumps last time that took 3 days to,
well,
You said nothing over 8.
Yeah, nothing over 8 inches.
but more importantly, the community needs to know that this is for brush, leaves.
Actually,
leaves.
leaves and grass are not included.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Brush,
But-
Brush,
branches, and
limbs,
leaves.
But we don't want trash and construction debris. Construction debris is what got it shut down last time, because it just kept showing up pile after pile after pile, and it sure wasn't.
Aren't leaves gonna be on the branches?
I
No,
think it's more like the bags of leaves.
Are they just doing bags?
unattached,
It's all
unattached
covered.
Have
leaves.
to pick the leaves off.
It's all covered with site operator has final say on what is, where isn't allowed.
'Cause I'm gonna get that question.
My question to the council is, does the council have
Just
any
move these
problem,
leaves
if
on.
any problem with this?
Looks good.
Okay.
Do we need to approve it or anything, or?
Actually, I do want to approve it, not as a resolution, but as a policy for the burn pile.
Motion to approve the Linn Valley brush pile policy as presented.
I'll second it.
Any conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I
We have-
wish the community the best of luck this time around. The fire department will publicly announce our open dates. Mindy will put it on our page, along with, we'll distribute to the council and we'll, we'll put it out there in every way measurable, except for, I won't put it on Facebook, but, so,
Will that
I
be
got you.
listed on the city page,
yes, sir.
website?
Yes, sir.
And if there's like a wind warning or something, or no burn situation, that'll be posted on there too?
Them bringing brush up here is totally opposite of example being, I doubt that the fire department will do burn practice during the same time people are trying to deliver brush. So that the burn ban, I think them setting the dates, I don't know the burn ban for dropping off brush should be a factor unless, and again, commercially, we don't have to concern ourselves with truck full of red cedars and things of that nature, so. But we'll leave it to the fire department to inform us of what the opening day is will be, because they have to manage it and run it. You know, so, and again, I wish everybody luck in all this, and, reach out to this is the fire department. Reach out to the council if in an event, you know what, you guys want, some help standing at the gate. I mean,
It's always good to
Shoot.
do brush pile training for brush fires and stuff.
sure.
Do we have a gate, do we have a gate up there to stop people from going in off hours?
Yes.
There's a gate and a lock there, but just like everything else around
They just
here,
go around.
people are really determined they can get around our gates,
Do we put up a camera?
so.
Put up a sign that says we got a camera?
Yeah.
It'll
I
stop
think-
some of them maybe.
Yeah, it might,
Spike strips.
Stop a few from running again for
bring
the
it
rest
up
of
to
us.
Jeremy. Would it benefit for us to put up a sign that says, we have a camera, and actually put a camera in?
Stop a few dummies from running.
We're
for everybody else.
discussing city security tonight, so,
This seems
conversation.
to work well with the compactor, so, yeah, let's do it.
It would be nice to show success at this. I do know that the community would love to have, including myself, a place to clean up my yard and my garden stuff, and just, annual trimming and stuff, without having to go all the way down to Prescott.
I think if we don't put up a camera or something, this is good, it'll just end in a couple of months when they just throw mattresses and everything else up there.
Very good suggestion.
I think the issue you're gonna have with the camera, cause it's gonna have to be something like a trail camera, with no electricity up there at all, and then those are a pain in the ass too. We can see what we can find.
Something with solar or something, but those, still, something with solar or something might work, but you still run into the situation of 2, 3 cloudy days, and
We'll see what we can come up with.
Hummingbird feeder's got a solar camera, and it comes on my phone.
Well, with a little bit of luck, we're doing something good for the community. It won't backfire on us. Let's hope for the best. Okay, anything else you'd like to add to that, Mindy? Before we move on from it, very good. Number 6, Amazon credit card. Mindy would like to establish a credit card, an Amazon credit card. We'd like to get the approval from the council, and we would set a max limit on this card tonight. So,
Doesn't Mindy already have a credit card, a city credit card?
It's Karen's card, and she has certain, software stuff that comes out, and they won't just let me switch it to my name. It has her name on it.
Yeah.
So in order to put it in my name, they have to shut that card down and issue a new card. And we're getting ready to change the, software. And, so I
Can-
need a card to put that on.
Can't
It's
you
in
just
my-
start another account?
Huh?
Can't you just start another account with your name on it?
But, yeah, with Amazon.
I don't know why we
Instead of
need.
doing the Labette Bank, Amazon actually has cash back where we can save cash for stuff. Whereas the bank
just an account carrier.
you save up points and you buy stuff.
And either which way, this is something I've discovered at state conferences, we do not need open credit cards. Example being, I should not be running around with a credit card for any reason that has Mindy's name on it. Jenny should not be utilizing a credit card that has any other name on it than Jenny's. And so as we're reestablishing this, we're not going, we talked about this. We need to establish a use card. And how can we establish this, that every time Corey, we don't have enough money on a credit card for Corey to go out of town for training for 2 weeks to cover his costs. And the other part of it too is that I recommend we increase our credit limit to 5,000. I believe we're at 25 or 2,800 now. And we reestablish a credit card through Amazon, and again, we can get cash back for purchases, whether it's paper supplies, whether it's our pens, or whether it's even the laptops that we're needing to order.
Is there a
So-
reason why we need a credit limit of $5,000?
Well, because 2,500, is a good example, would be different accounts will get paid through this credit card, and there's gonna be a point in the month to where, or in some months, to where $2,500 is gonna be gone quick. And this has happened to us in the past where we didn't have enough cap on cards for us to conduct business. One time was when Corey was out of town. Another time was even with Karen being short right here in City Hall based on the use of the credit card.
Those monthly and yearly subscription fees we pay for Dropbox, Office 365, different things, when they get billed to the credit card, it will potentially put us over the 2,500 if we've already put something on it for the month. So if we put 1,500 on it, then that bill's at 1,000, now we're over, so.
Yeah, we also have to pay interest on that credit card, so I don't, what kind of an interest rate?
Wouldn't be an interest rate if we pay it off monthly. The purpose of our credit carry here in the city isn't to carry credit. It is just to have credit established, and we pay it monthly.
Will we have a readout of that credit card every month?
Yeah.
I
Be
do
part
the
of the
same thing with
vouchers.
Jenny, when we get the new software, cause she's paying for her own Microsoft 365 on Dawn Hastings card. So when it all gets moved over to one credit card, I'll have to shut Dawn's down to get one in her name. So,
And we're trying to do this and not be without Office 365 for her department, which she's the only one that has it. You know, and without, when we have to reestablish a different card for her office, you know what, that we're not shutting the city clerk's business down. So the transition has been, how are we gonna do this? And as she has operated, she's offered a solution on something that she's suggesting, and that suggestion is she uses Amazon. We can benefit from it. We can get cash back from it. We should consider increasing our total credit line anyway, for the sake of bill paying, monthly bill paying. It's changed, you know, from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago to, again, 2 weeks out of town, and a bill comes out, you know,
What would come out of that credit card?
Amazon,
Yeah.
when they get all of us on one Microsoft 365.
That would come out of
be
there?
billed on that. The antivirus, whatever he puts on, will be billed on that. Cause right now, she's paying for Microsoft. I don't know if she's paying for all of us. I don't know how it's set up. He's paying for his own Dropbox off his card. And she's paying her own antivirus on her card. And there's an antivirus and the backup will also go on that card.
And the
Carbonite.
And this is contingent, you know what, Jamie, take a look at the application, and he feels confident that, you know what, the city can establish this $5,000 credit line and then be able to maintain a month-to-month balance of zero, you know, based on what credit card conditions are. So, you know, so that we're not being, well, on the second of the month, you know, interest accrues. So we'll make sure Jamie covers the legal side of it before we even would submit the application, but it's gonna require Mindy to, regardless of what credit cards we choose to do, Mindy will be the sign-off on these. Okay, so, I mean,
Will there be more than one signer? on the credit card?
Right now, checks, anything that gets written requires a double signature. So example being, even if I turned in a $54 worth of receipt for my foods out at the state conferences, the bottom line would be 2 people would have to sign that. For me to, Jenny had to sign off on it, Mindy signed off on it. So, and
With the
then,
credit cards now, I have to have the receipts for everything, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's,
so, I don't really find this to be an unreasonable request to the council. I think it'll be well managed, as the same as all of our credit cards account have been in the past. I just think it's the difference in, well, the past and the future. So,
I'll make a motion that we allow the city clerk to give the name and sign credit card
With,
with Jamie's approval,
I'll second.
with our city attorney. With a credit limit of 5,000.
Second.
conversation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Okay. We have an ordinance tonight we want to discuss. It's the cereal malt beverage. What brings this to our attention was we just had one presented to us. And as it was presented to us, the actual state statute that we adopted, the application's a little different than it is for our little community. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Mindy so that she can direct you to the changes that she's asked for. And then we'll take it from there. Go ahead, Mindy.
the first, it's not done yet. The first one, I've highlighted, some parts of it that are optional, that I need you guys to decide if you want it in there or not.
First highlight, page 5, section B, restricted upon location.
Within church, school, or library.
We only have one of those.
Yeah, and you really don't have pub drinking. So I can take out B, C, and D. They don't really apply to us.
No, I would like that to be left in for future guidance for the city, if you'd consider that. I don't know what the common footage and stuff like that would be, but I'm guessing it's probably,
It's like 200-foot radius, but
200
I
or
don't know.
2,000.
What's the city attorney say?
Depends what you want it to be. I mean, you go to different cities and they make it a whole lot more than most because of the issue of alcohol and drinking, things like that. But when you talk about a smaller community, you start doing a larger
Yeah, and then you're taking out.
parameter, then you're essentially taking the ability to have someone have this, get a license.
500 feet's a nice window.
Yeah, but is there a house across the street from the church?
There is.
Is that within
Yeah,
the 500 feet?
Within 500 feet, for sure.
There's one behind it too.
Yeah, you don't wanna,
But this is for retail sales.
Yeah, that's retail though.
That house,
Oh.
hopefully they're not
Yeah.
selling beer out of their house.
Yeah, it's for retail, so.
okay, I missed that
Yeah,
part.
this isn't consumption. it's
Oh, okay.
Sales.
All right.
I just know that there was a time in our history to where the conversation was brought to the city that there was they were gonna build a new middle school for the school district, and they were looking for locations.
Yeah.
And
you're-
I
you're
don't
right,
know
we
that
should-
I don't know that we were really considered or not, but if they were to look through our ordinances, they would at least know that we're at least attentive to the fact that, something we could grow someday, and we would consider that. and future growth, whether 500 foot was enough or not.
I think 500 foot's perfect.
Objection to council.
I mean, it boils down to how much space you wanna have, and normally when you talk about, say, 500 feet, it's, be clear on how it's normally measured. They do it by, bird's view, by any other way, so it's circle it, and that's the parameter it's gonna be.
It also allows other people that may be coming into our community with ideas or goals. It gives them an idea to, well, you know what, if we put in a little library right next to the store, they're not gonna allow it. I mean, I don't know that I see that in the immediate future, but the way this community grows, I have no idea. So, we put 500 foot in there, if everybody's okay with that. Okay, let's go to
Page 7.
page 7, section 13. I believe where we're at, if a license desires to change, if a license desires to change location of his or her place of business, she shall make an application to the governing body showing the same information related to the proposed location as in a case of original application. Such application shall be accompanied by a fee of, you wanna explain?
If you wanna
This
charge
isn't
them
our,
to
this
change-
isn't our regular fee chart.
Yeah, it's, if they wanna change locations, and do you wanna charge them for that, and if you do, how much? I mean, they're already approved by the state to have a license, so I'm sure it'll cost us at least $25 to change that.
But isn't the license for that address? And if they wanted to move and go to a different address,
We
that'd be a
pretty much
new,
have to redo.
that'd be a
everything.
new license.
So,
So I would say the fee should be the same as if they were
Right.
applying the first time.
okay, I mean, that's why that.
Well, that's $25 and currently, and that brings my question up is that I know we only have a few businesses that actually put the application in for this, but is $25 enough when a minimum permit for us to operate out of the building is $35? You know, we understand our administration costs to be $35 over in the building department.
I think there's a little more involved in doing the research and such for a building permit. And they provide us all the paperwork, we just have to approve it and issue the
Well,
license.
we have inspections too, you know, out in the field, so,
Yeah,
I mean.
Steve had to go up an inspection and then do a return inspection for completion. So I would say that,
Does that mean
I
we need to
again,
visit?
I bring to your attention that out of the building and codes department, that fee is usually a minimum of $35, you know, and that's, you know, Steve doesn't have to do a lot of return.
Does that mean we need to revisit?
No, upon the license change, but their malt liquor license only lasts for 3 years. It's not
Every year?
It's every year, so.
Every year,
Every
yeah.
year requires an inspection by Steve, yeah.
So does that mean we need to revisit the fee for the license altogether?
For license and stuff.
It's just a suggestion, guys. I'm not trying to make money here. I'm trying to direct the council to where we can't afford to lose money either.
Right.
Can you have a yearly fee, since he's got it inspected every year? Huh?
Right, every year they have to renew their license anyway. And that's what I'm saying is, this is just if they're moving locations. So it could be 3 months after they got their license, they decide, well, this location's not good, we're gonna move it down the street.
I
A
think
little
they have
bit.
to reapply anyway if they change addresses, so.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying is, if we're putting that in, we need to revisit the original licensing fee as well, not just a move.
What page is that on?
Five,
Yeah.
oh, the original fee?
Yeah, 5. Do page 5 real quick and discuss that. I don't think we're gonna see anybody this year. We don't have anything going on for,
Section 9B is the last line item on there.
Pro shop will renew.
Well, A and B is okay.
yeah. I'm recommending a minimum of $35, council, thought.
I'd be good with 35. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I'm good with 35 across the board.
That's what we charge for building permits, so keep it consistent, I guess.
So you need a motion for that?
Yeah, we will. Well, actually, we're gonna need a motion
Yeah,
to
for all of
change
these
this.
changes,
We're,
yeah.
right now, I just need everybody to agree to change it for us. What we'll do tonight is we're gonna do the work, okay? When we're done with the work, Mindy's gonna go back, we'll put this under old business in the next meeting. We'll reread the draft, and you'll approve the original draft. So, this would change A to $35. And it would change B to $35. And it also would move us back over to page 7, and that would be $35. Anyone disagree? Good. Section 15, business regulations. Optional subsection C for cities where Sunday sales have been authorized by ordinance. Mindy? I see you've highlighted the entire paragraph underneath that.
It's optional from the state. You can put it in there or not.
Do we have an ordinance for Sunday sales?
It's this right here.
That's what
Well,
I'm
the
saying.
current, I didn't put the current one in.
Well, no, what I'm saying
Well, when the
is,
state changed it, we didn't do anything.
right, so we don't have
Yeah, we don't
a
have
Sunday
it.
ordinance, or Sunday-specific ordinance, so that whole section really doesn't apply, would be my read. Is that correct?
Except hasn't the pro shop wanting to?
They were wanting to sell earlier on Sundays.
I think we should go along with the state regulations
Right.
if we're gonna follow those.
Right, but what I'm saying is it says optional for cities where Sunday sales have been authorized by ordinance. We haven't authorized Sunday sales by ordinance, so the. to me, it's moot.
We do have a Sunday authorization, but it doesn't start till noon. Sales doesn't start till noon on Sunday, which is under our current ordinance. Okay,
This will start at 6 AM.
We discussed it, I thought we did.
no,
That
no.
Sunday?
I know we discussed it before, I don't remember if we actually had one that was done, but I know it was discussed before.
It was discussed, but we didn't do
And
anything.
I don't remember if we actually completed one or not,
No.
handle it.
We didn't. I remember Brenda was against it, and someone else was kind of against it. I didn't care, and I don't think Robert
I
cared.
don't think that's what I
I'm reading
see.
this right,
I
it
don't
starts
agree.
at 6 AM, right? One?
No, there's no,
It would be whatever our current ordinance says for it.
Sunday?
Yeah, our current Sunday ordinance, that's what I'm trying to find now,
Was that 12 p.m. or 12 p.m. when they start selling on Sunday?
I believe.
yes.
I mean, I think if you're 21, if you want to drink at 6 a.m., that's up to you. I don't think we should regulate it.
This is an executive, to go any further with this, it'll become an executive session regarding, timeframes and stuff of that nature. Based on, I'd like to inform the council what legislature recommends. Based on that. Actually, I'll do it right now. Legislature recommends that we reach out to our governing churches, to our religious-based churches in our community before making decisions based on a 6 a.m. Sunday sales. So as we discuss this, I think there's other conversations that need to be had throughout the community. You know, and not just because I go to church, I can tell you that if in an event we were having this conversation west of Colby, Kansas, and north of I-70, there'd be ropes waiting for us outside.
It's in the city code. Looks like we have, in the original package, subsections, no cereal malt beverages may be sold or dispensed between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. in the original package before noon or after 8 p.m. on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, or for consumption on licensed premises on Sunday, except in the place of business which is licensed to sell cereal malt beverages for consumption on premises. And that is Article 3, cereal malt beverages, so I'm thinking that's,
We're here today, we're here now. Mindy's presented this to us for change. I suggest we do the work and we decide what this needs to be. Council, conversation.
Didn't you just,
We're given the option to delete this completely and adopt the state statute that goes with this, or we can eliminate it completely, or we can reframe the time work, the time frames in here. Now, just so that you know, the conversation that's taken place is that the golf course had actually came to me and asked me about Sunday sales for their Sunday tournaments and selling early, okay? And they actually had the state statute in front of them. And what they had provided me was, it was established that there's no sales before noon. So that's what was presented to me. Now, we can readdress this, reestablish this, take this to the letter of the law. But we're here. Sometimes we don't, opening cans of worms is not what we need to do every time. Just because we have to address an ordinance doesn't mean we rewrite an ordinance every time we address it. You know, but if you open this can of worms, here we are. Let's deal with it.
so you said something about asking the local church, when does that gonna enter into it?
Well, it don't have to.
Well,
We can
I
go
mean,
ahead and
Well,
make
a lot of the laws,
It-
the Sunday, the old laws were called blue laws.
It's recommendations by the state. Because again, the state doesn't want to get into arguments with religious houses either, you know, so it's just a common respect, I think, that is trying to be showed. We're a recreation community. You know what, Michael Hemphill's input to being, you know what, you're over 21, you're a grown up, you're an adult, you want to drink at 6 a.m., and I'm going to tell you, you can't.
If you're drinking at 6 a.m., you've been up all night anyway. So.
So the golf course came to you, did they want to sell it earlier than noon?
They would like the authority to be able to, and my response to them was, I didn't know that this had become a conversation this year. Of course, I didn't know this was gonna happen either.
Yeah.
And their conversation was, matter of fact, they discussed this with Mindy also. So, and with that conversation, it was that they think that they have an opportunity to increase sales on Sunday tournaments down there. And also what goes with that a lot of time is your tournament fees includes a beer cart that goes out. You see, so I think that's part of what they're trying to cover the base is, we don't want to send a beer cart out, you know, if we're not supposed to, you know.
But
So-
kind of to piggyback on what Dan was just saying there, my sister works nights,
Yes,
and
sir.
after, when they get up in the morning, they'll go hang out and have a couple of drinks at the bar. That's the way society is now, so in my opinion, you should be able to do it at any time.
And I don't drink, so.
I mean, this still says You
I don't
can't
either.
between
I'm just saying,
midnight and
if
6,
somebody's
but-
21 and they want to drink 6 AM on a Sunday, I understand it used to be, over religious laws and all that, I mean, had to do with the church and everything, but I don't think the church should be able to tell the whole community that they can't drink. Nothing against the church.
So that's where I lean with it, that I'm fine with 6 AM. for yourself.
Of course, they ain't gonna open till 9.
No, for the most part, like I say, all we do is adopt, all we have to do is just adopt what's here. Just leave it in here.
I'd be okay with just leaving it like it is and not, because I don't think the lake shop is gonna open up that early on Sunday.
Robert, have you established anything different?
The statutes that we are currently under are the state statutes. We don't have any specific ordinance governing
Okay.
Sunday sales. We just adopted the state statute.
Let's go to the state statute. Is that what this is in here?
Is this the original writ, what you have highlighted? Okay, yeah. So this is what we currently have.
Does the state statute say noon on Sunday?
Yep.
This is what the state statute says right here, but it's optional, you can change it.
And we've already adopted that, is what I'm saying, is we don't have a separate ordinance or
Right.
writing it, so I don't know that we need this particular section.
And sometimes we decide to open it up at 6 AM, then we'd have to do an ordinance.
So,
Do we want to leave it in there in case we do decide to do that later, I guess is the question.
So leave it. If there's a problem, then
Yeah.
issue
Yeah.
later, or
okay,
I'm fine with it.
let's see,
If the golf course wants to come do a presentation and just change it or whatever,
Yeah.
that's their prerogative.
okay, we're gonna leave
I'm all
it.
for them making more money.
And that was the last thing that I saw. If Mindy will prepare this to put in old business for the next council meeting and prepare this, we'll approve the original draft after Jamie takes a quick look at it, make sure changes are approvable.
The sample behind came directly from the league's website, no changes.
Okay,
So that,
okay. Very good. Okay. All right, any other questions regarding cereal malt beverage?
I always wondered why that was a different law than just regular alcohol sales,
Percentage?
Imagine, remember it
Make
used to
more
be,
money.
remember it used to be 3-2
Yeah.
and BYOB, that's where that come from. And this was a dry county.
actually it was a dry state. You go on, you had
At one point in
on
time,
Sundays.
you know where the groomer is, where the old restaurant was, now it's a grooming shop in Lacine? That little bitty garage looking thing next to it, at one point in time, that was a club.
Oh, was it?
When they had liquor by the drink, yeah, you could fit like 5 people in there, but it was a club.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get 18. I could head to Kansas to get drunk. Then they changed it. I had to wait till 21 anyway.
Okay, water project. Would like for the council to go in, I need a motion to go to executive session for 10 minutes for project agreements, USDA. It is 6:44. We will return by 6:54. Can I get a motion, please?
Just about to turn over. So motion to move to executive session for legal contractual discussion with surrounding the USDA for 10 minutes to return at 6:45.
6:50, no,
Or
6:45.
6:55.
There we go, there we go.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Come to executive session. Everybody's returned, bring the meeting back to order. Conversation that we need to have is,
No action taken.
no action taken in the executive session. Considering the wastewater project. Dan, is there something you want to address the council regarding, conversations and future use of, the 139 acres for the Water Lagoon expansion project?
I'd like to say something.
Okay?
Originally, during this whole process, the PER from the engineers, after we had to start having capacity problems with the lagoons, the PER from the engineers dictated that,
What's PER?
engineers
Preliminary
report,
Yeah.
Okay.
preliminary
Preliminary.
engineers report. Sorry about that. And in that report, they suggested that we have a 90-acre area for the first phase and the second phase of the lagoons, because that's what we needed for the capacity of the lagoons for the future also. So the city decided to use this area north of the existing lagoons, and then we could utilize the existing lagoons as wetlands too. It was the best location. Well, the owner of that land had 139 acres, and he didn't want to piecemeal that. He didn't want to sell just 90 acres. So the city had to buy the whole 139 acres. That left 50 acres, and since this the sewer project was evolved kind of around this, along with the smell from the sewer, of course. So the lagoons were pushed towards the highway, and then between the lagoons and Ullery Road, there were wetlands, and that would kind of give us a buffer zone. And then there was an added 200 feet from the wetlands to an area that we wanted to use for the commercial district, where people could use, the community could use that, because it fronted Ullery Road. So, and in order to do that, I think the former city clerk talked to the planning consultant, and she said, well, for now, let's just zone the whole land as light industrial. And I also talked to the consultant, and I said, well, maybe if the city wanted to go back at another time and rezone that area next to Ullery Road commercial, would that be a problem? And she said, probably not. We could do that at a later time. I'm just saying, and what that does is increase the land values. It also increases the city assets, gives us more bargaining power, more power to
Okay, so
borrow.
let me ask this. If nobody wants to build there except some sort of warehouse or vehicle storage unit, is that gonna increase or decrease the land values?
Well, just rezone it industrial, light industrial, increase the land value.
Okay.
But rezoning
the
that,
surrounding land, the surrounding property owners with a bunch of storage units, per se, is that gonna increase everybody else's property values or decrease?
no, because they aren't zoned light industrial. They're still
I'm not talking
residential.
about zoning. I am off zoning. I'm talking about whatever when we zone it and we start selling the land, or we start leasing it, or whatever we decide to do as a council. Okay? What are we gonna allow there? What are we not gonna allow there to keep our property owners around the surrounding area happy? There-
Right, and
there are
that's
gonna
in the
be-
zoning ordinance.
There are gonna be some people that wanna build there, and the neighbors won't like it.
Well, I think that's always a common thing. That's why there's a
Okay.
public hearing with the planning commission, right? They get the information, they get the application. There's a public meeting, they run the notice in the newspaper. Right.
I understand how it works.
They
I'm
they
just-
notify all the neighbors, so everyone goes to this public meeting, and then they, they hash all that information out. And it comes back to the city, and the city council vote on it.
Okay. I guess my point is, what are you gonna put there?
Well, exactly. That's why we wanted to rezone that commercial area instead of
Okay.
light industrial.
I-
It's
I-
less of a problem with the owners.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not getting my point across, because my thought is, what kind of tenants are you gonna have there before we spend any more money?
That's up to the city. There'll be a development plan. The city would have to approve that also, so all those things have to be approved by the city, and there would probably be another public meeting there, and so, it's not there are a lot of people
It's a long
involved.
process, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I guess in another thing, like, why do we have to rezone it now?
Well, you don't have to rezone it now.
Okay, can we wait?
Sure.
My personal thought is to let it wait until we get these projects going, at least to the halfway point. That'd be my suggestion to the council. If we don't have our projects, if we don't show progress with all of our other projects, I don't think the city's gonna, or our community is gonna be happy about we add any more to our plate.
We're to a point in our city to where we should be having the conversation that we should stop building again. We still don't have a backhoe in the ground. We still don't have the date set for when this lagoon's gonna start being built.
December.
And I thought, well, that's if everything goes to plan, which it has not up to this point.
Well, the things happen.
Okay,
yeah.
so I was asked by this council to proceed forward and with 2 projects at hand to stay focused. All this disruption, all the changes, this is not productive. Okay, I've spent 4 or 5 days in constant conversations that it's not an argument. If the council's intention is for these projects to move forward at hand, a sewer lagoon expansion project, and that's to move forward with getting these projects done and lagoons put in, the same with water project. We gotta move forward with getting these projects. Everyone's not stepping off at the same time in these projects. When we're stepping off, B&G did not. When B&G stepped off, apparently we did not. So with this, I'm gonna be honest with you, is my marching orders from this council to move forward with 2 major projects at hand and not to be distracted. We move forward with a sewer expansion project, more importantly, and the water project, more importantly. Is that the intention this council wants me to go?
I believe that's what Mr. Gravel just said,
Yes, sir.
I would agree with that.
and I agree with him.
I think the one thing we've missed, kind of, because we didn't have the opportunity really, was one of the things that Cindy always brought to the table was that here's what we are going to focus on this year, and if it came outside of that list of priorities, we put it down on the list for something to talk about once we got through the first set of priorities. So I just don't see this as a priority at this time that would not somehow encumber. I just, every time we turn around, there's some sort of a legal issue or a easement issue or something that we're running into with these projects, and I don't want to add something else to the plate that could create a similar situation in the next few months when we're really close to trying to get these over the finish line.
I concur with the president.
I also have one more thing I want to ask. I want to dissolve the committees on both projects. I thought by creating council committees in the beginning that I was gonna have people who said, where are we at? What do we have to do and what can we get done? With the current status and what the council has asked me to do, with the permission of the council, all mitigation and litigation will be brought to the council for conversation and vote. And I have some things here that have already started as far as the mitigation on both these projects. But that's what I'm asking the council to do. I appointed these committee members thinking that we could expedite things, and we have not done that. And I think everything will be better off under a single authority, a single decision maker, rather than right now B&G thinks we have 4 decision makers in the city.
What committees do we have left?
The
We
water
don't have any,
project
we stay
committee-
focused on the 2.
No, I
that
mean,
have.
what do we have
The
left
water
right now?
project committee and this wastewater project committee.
Yeah,
I thought we already got rid of one.
no, we didn't get rid of the committee. Committee still stands. I apologize to any of the council that I would do this, but I think that this would be in the best interest of everyone at hand, especially being right now B&G is recommending we hold off on doing anything with this property until we get the project well underway.
So who would be the authority?
City manager,
Who's the city manager?
That's,
that'd be myself, so,
You?
yes, sir.
Decisions would still have
Guess
to be
what,
brought to
Dan,
the
we were
council.
doing this before you came back,
What do you mean?
the projects. With
Yeah.
this at hand, with this at hand,
Any decisions that.
I'm
create-
asking you guys, professionally to allow me to dissolve it. But either which way, my intention is to dissolve these committees.
But you would still be acting in the same,
I'd be acting in the same role I act now.
right, and the same role as the committee would act, which would be
That is correct. I
gathering
would-
information, bringing it to the council,
That is
council makes the
correct.
decisions, you,
But who's the point of contact
Be
for,
me.
for
Be
BG?
me.
that would be the mayor.
Thanks, Lou.
With this, we want to talk about, water project before we, huh?
do you need a motion to dissolve these committees?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, I do need a motion.
I make a motion that we dissolve committees and make the city manager point of contact, and he needs to base decision, report to the council, and we can vote on decisions to take back.
Yes, sir. Second,
I'll second.
conversation.
I think it's a mistake.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Okay, it passes. We've dissolved both project committees. While we're on the water project, would like to discuss with the council, I would like to reach out to B&G and find out what our cost would be and if the project would associate a second logo for our water tower. Okay, we don't have a south view of anything but a white ball, so would like to reach out to and it may be a definite no, but I'd like to ask and find out why.
Well,
If we can.
before I agree to that, Mr. Hemphill, you had made a suggestion of selling sponsorships. Would you want them on
What
this?
do you mean?
Back in, a while back.
Oh, put up advertising on there.
Yeah. Is that something you're still looking at, or you go, okay with just us going with the logo?
I mean, adding a logo to the other spot, I was totally thinking about something else when you guys were talking. I don't know.
Check into it.
thing
I
with
I think you put
sponsors.
two logos like that, it's gonna look sillier.
Well, we
But
can
I
reach
don't-
out to the school district, we can reach out to the school board and school district. I think Prairie View's gonna be there for a long time. We're gonna be paying for a logo, maybe the school district will consider, pitching in on it, maybe. But first I need to find out if it's
If it's even.
feasible
Yeah.
within the project, we can do it in the project.
So you're saying you contact B&G and
Actually,
Caldwell Tanks?
I reach out to
Caldwell Tanks?
the painting company first
Okay.
and establish basically a price. And
Cost.
then was it too scary to actually go ask if it was doable for the project? The other would be, based on the water tower, Richard has a comment.
Well, I just had a thought, and then after looking at it, when I drove up here, I'm thinking that, anyway, the thought was moot point, but anyhow, I was wondering why we didn't have a light on top of the tower. I think it's below the FAA standards. Plus, when I looked up back at it and realized that if they miss the water tower, they're gonna hit the the power lines there. So, you know, when a helicopter comes in, so that was my primary thought when the helicopter comes in to do an emergency evac.
Well,
But they're gonna clear that water tower by quite a ways.
Well, I agree, but but I have brought that kind of up before because in actually standing up there, some of those pilots are clearly ex-military pilots. They come in a little hard and hot, and
Drop them in there, do they?
a couple of times I've seen them come over the power lines at distance I didn't feel comfortable with, and
They have night vision.
yeah, they had the lights on and
They
whatever,
have
but
night vision.
yeah. So
Problem.
I didn't know if maybe just having that light up there wouldn't be a bad idea, just so it gives a point of reference of,
Well, I mean, I didn't wanna add cost to the city,
yeah.
but it was just something that I had thought about.
I've been in that helicopter 3 times, we never came close to that tower.
Well, thanks for your input there.
In previous
Yeah, he was conscious, wasn't he? Yeah.
in previous conversation, when it came to us through B&G below, because it was below the FAA standards, and it was a maintenance cost.
Right.
Okay, I mean, even if we put LED lights in, we could be changing them every 5 years. So there's a cost that came with that. So the question I would have had would have been, is this something that we are gonna pursue? And it didn't sound like it is.
Well, we do have electricity up there at the top.
We do have electricity. Sewer, wanna go back to the wastewater management real quick. Conversation at one time, and I don't know how I got left, but they were considering, do we wanna use some type of clean out screen or clean out plates for the sewer, for the lift station? Okay, and I don't know that through this, the council needs to really mitigate and discuss this, because what comes with those clean out plates is who's gonna clean them. Who's gonna clean it when that truck backs up and it's plugged up? We call Mike Page and we incur another service fee. Do we hire an employee? Does it become an employee problem? I mean, and right now, we don't have an employee that has the ability or capacity to go handle such screens.
Right, that would be at the dump pit, correct?
So, yes, at the lift station or the sewer.
We're having a
Okay.
separate dump pit for the lift station, aren't we?
Yeah, we're dumping it in and then gravity flows down.
Right.
Right, and
So
it'll pick it back up, but I do know a screen was in the conversation. A screen is gonna make it problematic for the trucks and for our sewer operator, which it'll be Mike Page that has to come and clean it. Versus the use of a extreme chopping pump system that I think that should be more of a consideration. I mean, we've seen demonstrations of a chopping pump that'd be
Are
about
you talking a chopping pump in the dump?
in the lift station.
So
Where-
when it gets down to
So when it
lifting,
hits the bottom, there's a chopping
Yeah.
pump that'll emulsify it and drive it.
that's definitely the way I would go. Chopping
But,
pump.
but the clean out plates, I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying that it could become problematic with the amount of sewer we haul out in a truck in a day right now.
Well, I can guarantee it's gonna be problematic.
So,
If we see it in the street all the time, just like they're putting these alleged water treatment systems, they call them barracudas, into storm sewer. Well, the problem is they plug them up. And cities don't factor in and put money in to go out there, cause you gotta back them out when they get plugged up.
Yeah, anything that incurs more maintenance is gonna be an additional cost, and we would have to incorporate that into our monthly charge for,
So in my opinion, the chopping.
I mean, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to invest in a heavy duty chopping pump.
yeah.
I mean,
At least one.
that's without saying. But we saw a demonstration of a chopping pump that devoured 2x4s.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it about chop up everything that, they put in it, so.
And I would be in favor of
And again, I'll
having
have this conversation,
two backups to the one that's in place. That
we'll
way
have
we-
this conversation with
At least,
DMG.
we gotta at least have a backup. We cannot put ourselves in that situation again.
Absolutely. Okay, anything else with, water and sewer projects? Okay, old business, under old business, we have was part of city security, but the approval of computers. The computers that we originally had picked out, were not a computer that was recommended by the IT company. IT company kind of changed to a little better computer. And those computers are going to come to $480 apiece, which is a total of $2880. And that would come out of equipment, same as it did before.
I would say actually the hardware itself is pretty much still the same. The extra cost really is in having the fact that it's Windows Pro, which you have to have for businesses. And the other ones did not include Windows Pro, so the
So we need to
majority of the increase in
that from
cost.
the 1,500 to 3,000.
Yes, sir.
I
So
motion
right there.
that we get the computers that are recommended and increase that from 1,500 to 3,000, not to exceed 3,000.
Second,
Second?
all in favor? Conversation. All in favor?
Aye. No.
No.
Okay, 3-2. It passes. Okay, you need a 10-minute executive session regarding city security. Entertain a motion that we leave this room at 7:25 and return at 7:35.
Motion to move to legal executive session regarding security to return at 7:35 PM.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourned to executive session. Okay, returning from executive session at 7:34. No action taken. Okay, we're out of the way. The city will be ordering no firearm signs for the future. They'll be posted out on the city lawn, they'll be posted in the doorways that, no different than any government establishment, there'll be no firearms allowed. So I recommend all concealed carry carriers that you remove your firearms before you come to City Hall. Okay, any new business?
We need to set a date next month.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
next month, our meeting falls on the 11th, which is Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a holiday for us, and we need to consider a reschedule.
Because the second meeting's already canceled for Thanksgiving,
Correct.
so.
So we need to have a meeting so we can get our weekly business done. If you take a look at your calendars,
I would recommend the following Monday.
18th.
how does the 18th sound for everybody? Gonna be in town?
Yep. Works for me.
Hang on, boss.
Any nays? Let's schedule it.
John's looking it up right now still.
November 18th, you said?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's add a council meeting to our agenda for the 18th. Okay. Mindy, anything else? Would like for you to give us an update on the easements, please, real quick.
I went down to the county and recorded the Drake and Hertz.
They're good, very good. We have one easement left outstanding, and that would be the POA, and Jamie is continuing to work with Dorsey and getting that resolved, correct?
It was sent it the 18th, and I think I sent it again on the 21st or 22nd, maybe it was. Darcy had asked for changes, and when you do changes, you redline those changes so the other attorney knows what has been changed and for approval. Apparently Darcy did not, when we sent it saying that it was fine, and he approved it, he apparently wanted me to take out those red changes versus him just clicking the button. So we clicked the button and we're sending it back over.
Okay, I'll keep the council updated on how that goes. We take it from week to week. Okay, any other new business? Again, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. If you haven't attended in the last 2 years, try to attend the